Come on out here. Let's talk. Come on. Take a seat. Let's talk. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com. That's what's funny. I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm homeless. I don't have a home. I've had funny things happen to me. 66, when I was 52, I liquidated everything. Got rid of my house. Had a whole bunch of cars, boats. I had all kinds of stuff. And it got to the point where it was as if everything owned me. And I just got tired. I mean, all the money I made was going for upkeep. Most of the stuff I pay for with cash. So I didn't have to make payments on it. But I had insurance to do and paid taxes on everything and then upkeep on it and everything. And so I just got fed up with it. And then I told my wife, we've been putting away money, well, gold and silver. Really, I don't have any money, but gold and silver, I was putting away gold and silver every month. And I said, I've got skills. I can't make a lot of money on my skills. I say, especially down here, I can't make hardly anything down here. But I said, come on. We've been working, and you know how many people profit from my labor. I mean, see, at that time, I was training SWAT teams. I was the end of my training SWAT teams, and I did that for free, so there was no money in that. But I had a restaurant, and so all the employees, they made money off of me. And that's okay. I mean, they all worked hard for their money, so they got their money. But in other words, all the money that I made, it wasn't my money. It was all going somewhere. I was paying taxes, just the employees, insurance, Social Security, all this kind of stuff I've been paying. And then, like I say, we had the restaurant, and we buy insurance, and we do upkeep on it and stuff like that. All these are all part of running a business. These are expenses of running a business. But I thought, man, look at all this money I make. And then I think about how much money at the end of the year, how much of it is real profit. I mean, money that I can put aside. And really, if it wasn't for the few $100 I'd spend every month on gold and silver, money-wise, I really didn't have that much money. And so I thought, well, so why am I going to keep doing this? And I say I was 52, healthy. I mean, everything was good. And I thought, well, let's do something. And my wife, she didn't like doing things. She's a homebody. She liked staying home. She loved the family and staying with the family. The kids were grown and got married. So they had their own lives. And so I said, well, come on, we'll go to Guatemala and you can spend some time with your mom and dad. They were still alive and healthy at that time. And so we did. We came down here. And so, like I say, so we stayed with family. And so, there wasn't no expenses staying with families. So, that was a pretty good life. And I said, but it's kind of boring. I can't talk, can't make friends, stuff like that. So I got on a motorcycle and I just started traveling around. Started going all over. And motorcycle, same thing. I made enough that I could pay my gas and paid cash for the motorcycle, but paid for hotel rooms and so I'd go off and go down to Panama, Costa Rica, or wherever I go, and make some money. But I didn't make much. Like I say, all my travel expenses pretty much took care of everything. And but I had a lot of freedom. I was able to get around and go around and stuff like that. And then my wife, she stayed with the family and with her family, and she helped run the business. And so I'd go out, and I made enough to pay my expenses, and when I came back, I had a little extra. And just really not a lot. I mean, it's as if I downsized in my whole life. And it is. I mean, at that time, I didn't even have a car. I just had the motorcycle. And so it was really unique. But it made me think, that's what I'm sitting here thinking. I'm thinking, boy, a house makes that much difference. Owning a house, living in your house, maintaining the house, your life really based around the house. And without that, boy, your life really opens up a lot. And that, I don't know, it was just amazing to me. Now, what I'm thinking now is, life is good. Life is good like that. But what I'm thinking, well, shit is the fan. What happens on that? And what do people do? And I'm thinking, now see, I've gone through this. The shit hit the fan. I went through it personally in the 80s when I was in the oil business, and inflation went crazy. It looked like it was going to be the collapse of the United States at that time. Inflation was going crazy. The government just plain went stupid, and what they ended up doing, everybody started losing so much money. Credit cards were 22 or 24% on a credit card, and so if you have any balance on your credit card, you're screwed. So it was bad, and at that time. And it all happened, I'd say within, you couldn't avoid seeing it. I mean, it was really started getting crazy. And I'd say within 2 or 3 months, people were losing their homes. People were walking away from their homes. They just get up and move to another state or another country. I don't know where they went, but they would just go and leave everything they had. And, you would think with the inflation, the way it was, the housing, the price of the housing would go up, stuff like that. I'm sure some people made money on during that time. But in general, the country went to hell. We really lost a lot of money. I used all the money that I made, I was buying pipe, because each week the price of pipe and pump jacks, they would be going up every week. So every bit of money I had, I was buying steel products that were good for the oil field. And it just kept going, and finally it crashed. The oil field business crashed. And so I was stuck with all these oil wells, pipe, pump jacks, all this stuff. and I did the best I could sell them, and I sold them on pennies on the dollar of what I was paying, but I was paying inflated prices for it. And so, you know, I mean, I lost everything. I didn't go bankrupt, but I lost everything. I had my home. That was the only thing that I was able to keep, but I lost everything. All my oil wells, I had trucks, I had equipment, I had all kinds of stuff. I lost it all. I mean, when I say I lost it, I sold it to pay the notes on it, because I did have notes. That was the only time in my life that I borrowed money. And the reason was, it was so much. I was going through, well, at least $100,000 a month I could be going through really easy. So, I had to borrow money to keep functioning. Now, so when everything crashed, and I say crashed 2 or 3 months, I mean, you can see everybody started losing money, and 2 or 3 months it took everybody to go broke. And then I sold my stuff and paid my notes and stuff like that. And then it was funny because I had some pipe wrenches that I had on, in the newspaper, in the classified ads. And it was funny because the county, they read the classified ads, and they saw in there, well, Mike Mall's got pipe wrenches for sale. And they said, well, he hasn't paid taxes on those pipe wrenches. And, oh yeah, they were right. You know, I mean, my trucks, the equipment on my trucks, on my oil wells, all that stuff, I paid taxes on everything. I had insurance on everything. You know, in the oil field, everybody's going to sue you in the oil business, so that means I had to have all kinds of insurance. So, man, everybody made all kinds of money on me. And then they saw he had pipe wrenches. He didn't pay taxes on his pipe wrenches. So it was like maybe $200, maybe $300 in pipe wrenches and small tools like that is what the county said I owed them. And they went on and put a lien on my house. My house, I had a 15-year note. I had 13 or 14 years already paid on it already. And so it was almost paid for. But the thing was, I've already lost everything. I mean, I had nothing. And so they put the lien on there. So then now I was screwed on that. And I couldn't sell my house. And then so I got behind, I think, like 2 or 3 house payments. I went to the savings and loan. I went to the savings and loan and told them, well, I'll pay the interest on it and then I can start making payments again. And they said, no, they want all the money. And it was the reason that was I had like 3%, you know, like I say, I've had the house for years. So I had like 3% loan on it. And so they didn't want that. They wanted me to do a new loan, but I didn't have an income, so I couldn't make a new loan. So it was just better for them just to take my house. So take my house. 13 years of making payments, and they're going to take my house. But it doesn't make any difference because the county's going to take my house too. So I mean, it was funny. So what I learned from that, and like I say, I was 32, 33 years old. And so what I learned from that is I don't want a bunch of stuff because the stuff doesn't belong to me. In reality, when shit hits the fan, your stuff is worthless. So I learned from that to simplify my life. So I did that, but like I say, it took me up to 52 years old to start complicating my life again. So, but like I say, my kids were grown and they already done with college and got married and everything. So at 52, I said, no, I want a simple life again. But anyway, it started making me wonder. I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking in the United States, Now for anybody to believe the United States is going to keep going, you are definitely smoking way too much marijuana. There's so many things going against it. The debt. Now, just since I've been down here, I think when we came down here it was like $11 trillion in debt. And I don't know what it is now, but I know it's tremendous. There's no way the United States can pay off their debt. So they're screwed on that. I think that's why they're selling off resources in the United States to foreign countries and making deals with foreign countries. They know they can't pay out. So they're doing like I did when I was in the oil business. There, the last few months, I mean, I was desperate. I was trying to sell anything to anybody and all kinds of stuff. That's what's going on in the United States. The government's doing that. And so I know that's going to be bad. And then you all don't realize that the dollar's worthless. Down here, they don't want the dollar. Even me, I get my Social Security check, and it's automatically deposited, and I get rid of it. I get it out of the bank, and I turn it into something, anything but U.S. dollars, because when the dollar collapses, I can see it collapsing in less than a month. Now, once it collapses, they know when it's going to collapse. They've already made up new money. They've already done something. Right now, I'm sure they've probably got different kinds of money already made up. And they've worked out deals with different countries and stuff like that. All this is all in the works right now. So when the time is ready, then they're going to go on and let the dollar collapse. And we're not going to know. They're not going to let us know. So, but like I say, it's not going to affect me. And why? Because I don't own a home. I don't know what these people are going to do when they own their homes. I don't know if we're going to go through the rapid inflation. Right now, you all already have inflation already. Every time I go in the States, I see the prices are up so high. It's just boggles my mind how it could be up so high. But it does it per year. And wait till you start seeing it per week and per month, then your time is really short. And you're going to be just like me when I was in the oil business. So, and I think it's funny because, okay, when that shit hits the fan, now, let's say it's something even weirder. You know, I mean, with all the foreign troops in the States, our military's working with foreign troops. When I was in Vietnam, I wouldn't work with no foreign troop. I mean, you are putting me on. United States was superior than anybody. Why would I want to work with any of these people? Why would I let some foreign general put my butt on the line? Because if he's going to have his people get killed, well, he's going to rather have me get killed than his own people. So I don't understand why the military works with foreign governments on U.S. soil. So I'm sure there's more people are working up on something on that too. But and if you think that you are going to fight for what is yours, you're not. You're going to be desperate. You're going to be looking just to try to survive. This isn't the first time. What's happening in the United States isn't the first time. It happens all through history. Now, one of the unique things that's going on in the United States is the United States, we have guns. All through history, they always disarm everybody first before they start screwing everybody. So I'm thinking they're going to try to disarm us first. Now, and I already made a video talking about how you're going to lose your guns in 90 days, so that's no big deal. But they know how to do it. They've been doing this stuff. The United States government has been going to other countries practicing this stuff. As I say, down here, they've already took everybody's guns, money. I've taken all kinds of stuff. They know how to do it. And you're not going to be able to fight back. I'm real curious how this is going to work out. for me, I'm set up. I can handle no matter anything that comes on. I already had everything happen to me. So I'm kind of curious how it's going to work. And but it's going to be an exciting time, and I'm really curious because the majority of the people are going to do it wrong. They're setting the system up to destroy the majority of the people. So it's the minority of the people that are going to be able to get through this. Now, how they're going to do it, see what the minorities are doing. And that's probably a good place to start. But I would, and I think it's funny, I hear people say, well, I want to buy some land out in the country. Man, you're way too late on all this stuff. So right back to the three-man militia. Man, you have to work with other people. And that's basically how I do. That's how I find a place to stay, is I'm working with three-man militias. I'm working with others. Even here, I'm still working with others on three-man militias here. So you do need to think this stuff out and don't follow the majority of the people. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.